praise Jah in the moonlight. We get into relationship goals, matters of the heart. In Ocean Okwanso, uri CEO, uri doctor, uri ani, asi love. Ministry of love, affect munhu wese. It is the equalizer like death, eh? It is the no matter who you are, you need it. Pastor Simba. Saka segment here in the sky kosha. You know? Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right, Weekend. Very important. To know in love.
Love. No matter who you are, you need it.
Yeah.
Right. So today we're talking about silent divorce, Pastor Simba.
I would want to comment on ka video clip kama player by trending. Ndokumbira muzonisendera wanditi ndazoplayera vana vangu by mistake.
By mistake.
Ndinama chizokorodza by mistake. When pafuti ma contacts amai vangu vachitaura veve. Ndinoda kuti every day na 11:30 vaende vachinotora Coca-Cola pa tuck shop pedyo navo every day na 11:30. Mashoko akanaka aya.
Vanga ine point here.
Yeah, of course, zakana wakabereka you agree with it totally. Totally.
Yeah.
But mama ngazodanze mwana ngazviite zvake ega chichi boza bero ngatsadaro asati asvika nezviri kuma developed countries. I think it's important that we also mention this weekend kuti
exactly
kuma developed countries kwane anonzi ma trust kids kana ma trust fund kids. Anditi ndivaiva kuti vanongoti vabereki vachifa kana kuti achitena 18 akutopohwa wealth yake akutopohwa mari yakatowanda yasina kumboshandira vanonzi ma-trust kids and they are then developed countries. But kuno kuti tiri kumasure mbichana tichiri aya toti masanguage generation aya kuti pane nyama iri pakati ndiso handitika tozoti chingwa chiri pasi vabereki chiri pamusoro vana vako. So we still have to manage all that and we still have to embrace black tax kuti zviriko zvichiriko. That's reality.
Yeah, true.
Tikatumira nedu kunze vakava exposed to my trust kids iwayo, they mustn't expect the same kunoko. Please, but
I think you've summed it up. Yeah.
Do you believe in bonding weekend? You know that bonding here, government right? Then you stick around in government departments for quite some time.
I imagine that's bonding. I guess maybe how she then put it. Yeah, cringe. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So today we're talking about silent divorce. Because divorce takes many forms. Yeah, songoya chiri chibepa chekuti takazopuwa divorce kucourt ndeimwe mhando yedivorce. But it takes many forms. And unfortunately, some of the forms tinotorarama divorce yechitonzi tiri marriage, but itori divorce. And inini nasi weekend ndingofumura because kune zvimwe zvimarriage zvinhu disguised zvichinzi marriage but itori ka divorce kemutemo chaiko kekuti vanhu vakadivorca kudhara but they still under the same roof. So there's this particular one, I took the silent divorce.
Right.
Of course, murugara mese, under the same roof, great co-parenting, you're doing well in everything else. You're actually presenting a united front kunzogo. But you have actually divorced. I'm somebody mese intellectually, I'm mese emotionally. All the allies, you are no longer together.
Yeah.
So it's historical. But I don't want us to confuse this with another form of divorce, the sleep divorce. Sleep divorce. Sleep divorce.
I'm share the same, I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. You're not sharing the same bedroom.
Oh,
yeah, you're sleeping in different bedrooms.
Okay.
But because of maybe sickness, because of snoring, you won't believe this. Yeah. There are some people that actually come to an agreement with, you know what, shift would rather you sleep in another bedroom. So they come up with such an agreement and they think it works for their marriage.
Okay.
And there are people that actually testify that it works. Though I'm not, I don't subscribe to that. I believe there are always ways in which we can actually, work together and all that.
Yeah.
But today we're talking about silent divorce. Yanduti is a state whereby you're not legally separated. As nagusainwa, munamchato wadamburwa, you don't have a divorce decree, but emotionally, mentally, and even physically, nothing is happening. You are not connected. You are worlds apart. You have drifted apart from each other. So that, in essence, is actually divorce. Though bepar naguta say kuya divorce decree, but unfortunately, a lot of people are actually going through those, those arrangements, because they are avoiding drama kuenda court. Kuenda court kuzoti hey tiri kudivorce nechi, so they come up with a gentleman's agreement yokuti sha iwo neni ngatingogarisana takangodaro zvakatongodai so story ball, and it then becomes a silent divorce, and it's bad. Ndataura pokutanga weekend ndakazofumura handitika so that
hanzi batai zvimamarriage zvenhema izvi pastor
zvemutemo. Yeah, of course we don't want it to be like that, so ndakuzozvifumura because some people can actually normalize that and say kuti this is normal, it's okay, inini naye hatimbonetsani hatimbovhiringirani
hatimbonetsani mune mwari mulane make,
of course mwari kuita zvake and such people actually avoid discussing zvinhu zvinovaumba because vari kutya, vari tori okay nespace yavatori iyoyo, and they would rather be in that state of calmness. They actually prefer calmness than confronting those issues, those bad issues. But I will tell you one thing, the little knowledge that I have about crocodiles, because I don't fence crocodiles weekend, and I've never taken some time to study them. I don't fence them that much.
Yeah.
But the little that I know, you know what, these animals, and anogara waters are calm. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
But I hear kuti anenge achida pari calm paipe kuti urutoti apa pana chiripo apa, and but the moment you step into those waters uchachiona chibuda and chikuataka zvokudaro, because you least suspected kuti munenge mune garwe, munenge mune crocodile momom. And likewise there are people that actually live in a situation or in a scenario kuti pane calmness iripo, and we've normalized it, we've accepted it ndizviripo, and tangogarisana takadaro in our silent divorce. But the truth inozongouya vike ndeyekuti momusi munhu achatsika mvura muyame ende zvichazobuda imomomo pachazoita a lot of things, and you end up coming up with 50 issues that you have to deal with at the same time, because you were living in a state, yes, silent divorce. Could you were sweeping things under the carpet. And I always say this, Kuti, you know what? Whenever you keep stuff and you don't talk about issues, urikuisa zvinhu zvezvapasi pekapeta apa zvingowanda zvakadaro, ende musi wachitozoputika, you will not be able to manage that kind of conflict, because there's just a lot to deal with at the same time. That's why it's important for you to deal with issue by issue, and when the issues come up, you deal with them. But that state of calmness inonzwa nesilent divorce iyoyo inoita kuti pane zvinhu zvakawanda zviri pasi apa, so that paunozotrigwa manje the fights zozoyapa badzizoita. Yeah, so that's why I know you were not expecting to hear this from me, Vikendi, but that's the truth. Pamwe pacho we have to say mafights anombobatsira. I know,
true.
I mean, coming from me, it's so difficult for me to say it.
But I hear where you're actually coming from here.
Yeah, because with fights, Vikendi, you're actually putting out a statement that is saying, you know what, we are not agreeing, we are not seeing these things the same, but we need to find each other.
Exactly.
When
you're just nonchalant, hapana chine basa anything nemunhu, and that quietness.
Yes. Because when you fight over an issue, or when you're in conflict, you're actually showing kuti we want this thing corrected. But it's okay, then, you know, obviously divorce is inevitable. So pamwe pacho we have to appreciate basarituma small fights, itotuma fights nyana. You know, I'm not advocating for big fights, please. Don't get me wrong. But the fact that you don't agree in certain areas, don't see it as something that can actually cause you to divorce, something that is so bad that should lead to divorce. We must say, okay, we are not agreeing up. Maybe it's an opportunity for us to sit down. Maybe it's an opportunity for me to, you know, to sell my idea, and we come to an agreement. And at the end of the day, we come up with a solution that we call our solution. So that's how you fight fair. That's how you use fights to your advantage. Fighting or conflicts should actually put you together in a space where you can actually talk about things that you were previously not talking about. Otherwise, it remains a silent divorce. And in a silent divorce, people don't want to fight anymore. Ukanzwa munhu akuti inini ndakazvisiya, ndakazongonyarara, andisangana simba rokutaura. I don't want to fight anymore. When I'm saying fighting for the marriage. I'm not saying like fighting as a couple. I'm saying fighting for the marriage. I don't want you to get to that place where you stop fighting for your marriage. Continue to fight for it. If you have stopped fighting for your marriage and you've given up to fate and say, okay, it means that you have accepted that you are now in a silent divorce. And before you know it, so people that are in a silent divorce, they don't fight anymore. They believe there's nothing to fight for. But you know what? You still have something to fight for. Get to the table and discuss the issues rather than just staying in your space, wakanyarara and all that. So that's the state that we are talking about, the silent divorce, and let's avoid it by all means. And what happens in a silent divorce? Mnozvona seti maapa silent divorce. You have become strangers under one roof. Unyazozvona kuti mumwe wako haasiri the person that you got married to. Hamuchambozivane, hamusina kana common stories zvenyu pakati penyu. You don't have anything in common. You don't do stuff together. You are just strangers. That's a clear sign kuti silent divorce is now there. Yatovapo. And you need to wake up. You need to smell the coffee. You need to confront the issues that put you in that scenario and deal with them right now. It's very important. Don't procrastinate. The moment you notice kuti we are now like strangers, please reach out for help. Go for help. Like kuenda therapy chaiko. Munhu kangoita counseling kana therapy, handiudzire zvekuitwa mangu chichi kana. That's not the point of therapy. When you go for therapy, you're going to people that are actually helping you to break the ice, because there are conversations that you and your spouse are not having. So a therapist, a counselor like me or someone else out there, they are there to help you break the ice so that you discuss, you talk about those difficult issues, you have difficult conversations, because marriages are breaking up today because of those conversations that are not being done. People choose not to talk about things, and before you know it, what was small becomes big, and people end up going the divorce route. Saka, please, the moment you notice that you are now strangers under one roof, and you are staying together simply because of finances, for financial reasons, but sometimes it makes sense to stay with that person. But in the separate ways, I'll still need to pay rent for munhu wandasiya panapa uyu. Okugara vana. And of which weekend kugara vana is not ideal. It's not the picture that God wants from us. The relationship yemunhu nemurume wake kana munhu nemukadzi wake, it is a priority over any other form of relationship. So unfortunately, when people have kids, they then neglect their primary relationship. Yavo iye nemurume wake, iye nemudzimai wake. I think on another day weekend we'll come back and talk about the changes that happen kana ma bundles of joy avapo.
It's really important. Yeah. Because anobatoita focus but then achazotisiya kama bundle.
Parenting is a temporary assignment.
I think you used to say it.
I ran with that.
It's a temporary assignment.
But not to say that weekend kuti kana vazodaro kavaenda kuva madoctor ozotikanganwa. Chumboda vachiri pabondinga.
I hear you. Anzi, Pastor Simba, that's me right now, takangogarira vana. And Anzi ndave silent divorce nini. And just different messages we're getting where people are actually experiencing what you're talking about. It's
so real, weekend. It's so real. We can talk about the divorce rate. Maybe you can say that Harare is getting maybe about so many divorce cases every weekend. But I tell you, many are actually in a silent divorce now. They are not going that divorce route court because our tinama resources. We can't engage lawyers. Sataongo garatiripo. But my point is, please, when you're in that situation, get help. Talk to each other. If you can't meet, if you can't talk, please go out there and seek for help. So the moment you see with your strangers in under one roof, that's a signal that you need help. And secondly, when there's that emotional disconnection, my goodness, the word emotional, I think we need another day again to talk about this.
Yeah.
Because it's a new term. Varume vazhinji isusu varume hatinyanyo kuriziva wediri. I'm speaking on behalf of quite a number of men. I think a lot of men will agree with me. Kuti pakukura, no one spoke to us about any kind of emotional connection or whatever. Even when we're dating, people would not discuss this, and then fast forward, we're married, then your wife comes up and says, you know what, I need my emotional childhood connection with you, and we are confused. We don't know what this animal is all about.
Because I'm there for her. I don't know. Emotional.
I provide for her,
Yes.
latest phone,
Yeah.
and all that. So where is this emotional connectedness coming from? So I think we should dedicate a whole day just to talk about this new in quotes, level of connection, that emotional connection that is beyond, a transactional connection. We need to go beyond that and actually start, attending to those emotional needs that we have. And again, even Nesowa Rume, because there are some people that believe this is just a need, but even Warume, we also need our emotional needs met. So it's also something that we also need to unpack, so that women out there also understand we also have emotional needs that we also need met. So that emotional disconnection is also a sure sign that people are going through a silent divorce. Then thirdly, when there's no longer common goals, we don't have common goals. That's why we advocate for, sitting down as a couple, come up with a vision map for your marriage. Come up with a vision for your relationship. When you are pushing towards one vision, you have every reason to fight for that and not fight each other. So it's very important. Once you see that lacking in your relationship, it's not a common goal. And this goes to those that are dating as well. Atongokudira zveFriday neSaturday chete. Amuna common goals gap.
Yes.
You then need to address these questions and say, Shamari, inini urunda zvechi. Let's talk about the roadmap, going forward.
And you still align famba.
Of course. Famba bo. Weekend I always say famba bo, especially if you're single. The cows haven't come home yet.
Yes.
So it's okay. Vital commitment. So it's okay to say bye-bye. Go and find love somewhere, and I'll find love wherever I'm going. So when there's all that, when there's separate vacations, Miss Y, pane gender and fara kwenda yega kuma vacations. Miss Y. It's an indication that, you know what, I'm not comfortable going to whatever tourist resort with my husband or with my wife. I'd rather go with a group of buddies. And then you go nema bururako. Nothing wrong with that per se, but if it's done because you have nothing in common with your husband or wife, then something definitely is wrong. When you find every year you go girls trip, but there's never a time where you're advocating for a trip, you own a did I just disclose the gender?
That's not good. Ladies.
I'm still got say time my girls trip but got one zero futhi my trips did.
Yeah,
let's also advocate for that. But the moment you start saying, okay, it's a girls' vacation, it's a girls' trip chat, and we don't also have time for you Nadedi, then it becomes a problem, or it becomes a sign that, you know what, we are in a silent divorce. So yes, there may be great co-parenting, you are also great in terms of logistics, but things are not okay. You're just giving a face. There's no vulnerability, you're no longer vulnerable to each other. You can't trust your person. Through or not. Or not. That's a sure sign. You're slowly sliding into silent divorce. Weekend, our time is gone.
Where did it go?
Gone.
I don't know. Silent divorce. We're also live on Facebook. You can go watch and share. For those who want to get in touch with you, Pastor Simba,
please WhatsApp me on 0773 000 000 0773 000 I need your name and your marital status. I'm a boy. I do that you are single or you are married, so that I can add you to one of my broadcast lists. Otherwise, see you next Thursday.
Pastor Simba, thank you so much. And empowered wives are difficult to be with. It's a message that you have to me to open up. We are back with you again. Remember, tomorrow belongs to God. I am V Candy, 12 midday. Time for Now in Dab.